Hi, I'm Ned Breslin, CEO of Water for People. So being fearless to us means never succumbing or uttering the word impossible. It's basically saying let's set a big goal. Let's not confuse ourselves with the fog of activities. Let's set a big goal. Elimination of water and sanitation poverty, water flowing every day, sanitation working every day. Let's set that goal and let's recognize that actually nobody's solved that problem yet. Nobody solved that problem. And so actually, it's a huge creative space we have. And the only thing that'll stop us from figuring out the route to that outcome will be if we fall to the culture of no, where people say you can't do it that way, or no, this is the way we work and all that. Being fearless is saying, I'm not going to be influenced or not going to stop because you tell me it's hard. I'm not going to stop until that outcome is achieved. And I'm going to get there no matter what. I think Water for People's done a lot of fearless things, but I think one of the most fearless has been our transparency agenda. We've sat back and said, you know what, we're taking philanthropic dollars, we're investing it, and what those dollars are for is for that transformative result. Water flowing every day, people defecating in toilets the rest of their lives, eradicating this problem. And so we're going to build a series of assets that tell the story of whether that is achieved. We're going to talk openly about the good things that we've done and the things that have had really good impact. We're going to talk just as openly about the challenges we face, the difficulties, the problems we're encountering, and what we're going to do about it. And we're going to develop a story arc and a storyline of information, visuals, everything to basically sit back and say, water and sanitation is tough. Your investments, you're trying to get this result. Join us on this journey, which will not be perfect, which will be bumpy. And we're going to put it openly because my experience has been that the more open you make this information, the more you talk about the challenges you're facing, the better you become organizationally. So it'd be easy to hide it, it'd be easy to tell good stories, it'd be easy to say projects have been finished, but I think the real power of what we're doing is saying, this is what we're doing, this is what we're doing well, this is what we're not doing well, and we're driving towards that outcome openly and honestly. And we want you to join us. So in terms of advice, I would say a couple of things. One is be very clear what the kind of audacious outcome you're trying to achieve is, and be willing to enjoy the journey. Be willing to move and shake and tweak and pivot when things don't work so well, because at the end of the day, it's about getting that outcome. Second is you got to be really authentic. I think it has to come from somewhere inside. I think if you throw around words like we're innovative or we disrupt, I think it loses meaning. What does that mean? I think people will decide whether you're innovative. I think they'll be inspired by you driving towards that goal and being creative in how you get there. Third is, I think you have to have a base of people who have supported you in the past that will sit back and say, yeah, I want to get there. I'm willing to be a little risky on it, and I'll join you. And then the last thing, really important, is you got to get someone with real kind of clout to say, I get that and I back it, because then they'll start to draw people in. So for us, frankly, Case Foundation and Skoll Foundation were the first two that really backed what we were doing. And you need that. You need that base to move with you, and you need those new entrants to come and say, I'm with you. And that's how I think you can build that movement. Well, we draw inspiration from a couple things. One, President Kennedy, he sits back and he says, in 10 years we're going to go to the moon. He didn't bog down in the details of how we would get to the moon. He set that goal. We're going to go to the moon. We're going to go not because it's easy, but because it's hard. We're going to go because at the end of the day, it's a huge challenge. And through that challenge, we're going to bring out the best in people. We're going to get their most creative ideas. We're going to solve problems, and that generates huge change. The other one that I get real inspiration from is actually polio. The polio eradication campaign has been unbelievable. When it started, people sat back and said, wow, this is going to be impossible, eradicating an entire disease like polio. Well, a bunch of people got together, a bunch of great organizations, and they basically did it. They basically wiped out polio. Today, it doesn't seem very fearless that they did that. But at the time, it took them to take that step for everyone to sit back and say, I get it. I'm going to join because I believe in that outcome, and deliver the result. So it was fearless, but then it became achievable.